What's good? What's good, YouTube? It is your girl, Trisha, just checking back in with a quick message. And for anybody who's new, welcome. My name is Latricia. I am the owner of Let's Direct Our Own Path, where I do mentorships, where I do one-on-one as well as provide housing for those who are in need. At this present moment, I also function as a nurse as well. So if any of those services you feel led to need or want, I do recommend you go ahead, hit my bio below. But anybody who's new, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, push that button down there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. So what I want to talk to you today about is how to stay prepared on this narrow path. Most times this narrow path, like I've always told y'all, is carved out continuously for you, especially in this season while your life is continuing to evolve. You have to know that you're going into higher and higher realms. You are going to help more and more people. As you do this, as you are being led, as you are being called, I want you to keep in mind that sometimes you have to think about what John the Baptist did for Jesus. I'm not going to go through the whole story, but kind of the main piece I want to pull out was in Luke chapter 3, I can just say Luke chapter 3, between 1 and 6 is really the focus of what I want to talk to you today about, because John the Baptist did something a lot of us don't realize that is needed before we're able to be prepared. So what I really understood was John the Baptist prepared the way for Jesus. This wasn't just a historical event that was happening in life. This wasn't it. This was symbolic of before each step we can all take into our purpose, into our God-given right, into our God-given authority. We got to understand the way that it happened for Jesus. So a lot of us want to skip this particular step in God's teaching, because before Jesus was ever really even fully was able to step up to who he was, he had to go through his own prerequisites with God, right? What do I mean? John the Baptist was in Jerusalem, and he was able to proclaim and let everybody know that it was time for us for the people to repent, for them to be prepared, to be baptized and their hearts prepared, because he was making the way straight for Jesus to come in to preach his ministry. This is similar to someone else already going ahead of you. Whether you were a lawyer, whether you were a banker, whether you were a nurse, whether you were a teacher, this is somebody already going ahead of you. So by the time you hit that road, your road becomes straight. Where it's not as hard. It's not going to be easy. Lord knows it ain't going to be easy, but it's not going to be as hard for you to see where your narrow path in life is. Because just like John the Baptist did for Jesus, he went ahead. So by the time Jesus arrived, there go the people. There go his flock. They're there as they were following under John the Baptist. And he told them that he wasn't the Messiah, but there was one coming and he will baptize them. So everybody knew who to stay around. In the same way, the people, the experiences, and the hardships that each one of us have faced is what makes our narrow path. What am I saying? I am saying that in the seasons, you are going to have to forgive people because you don't want your heart to be hardened. What I am saying is there's going to be times in your path where it's not only you having to forgive people, it's a moment where you might have to forgive yourself. You're going to have to prioritize, is the things that are coming up in front of you worth all of the attention you're about to give it? Because one of the questions that keep coming up in my spirit is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And I was trying to ponder over, what does that look like? And sometimes everybody teaches you like, oh, you got to drown out the noise. You got to drown. You do have to drown them out. But no one tells you when it comes up against you and it's in your household. It's your children. It's your coworkers. It's your friends. It's your family. And all of these things that are drawing for your attention. They're drawing for your attention. Why? Because they have to draw you away from the very thing God called you to. And when they start drawing you away from this, you got to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Because right now, the opposition you're facing, and it isn't about the other people. To be honest with you, it's not about the other people. It is about how bad are you going to be committed to your calling that God had placed in front of you. He said for a lot of us, we're getting shied away from our calling so long that he had to make it blatant. He had to make it plain in your face of who you are so that you cannot run from you another moment, another second, another minute, another hour. He said, baby, you tired. He said, you're tired, but if you come in here, he said, I'll give you rest. He said, I'll give you this rest you need. Because the season won't be easy. Your finances going to fluctuate. Your faith is going to be tested. Your children may challenge you. He said it's always going to be all out war at your door because you chose me. He said, but can you hold on to my promise? Can you hold on to my teachings? When he was talking to me, yeah, one of the things that stood out so much to me was when I read Luke 3, chapter 4. I'm in chapter 4, verse 3. Chapter 3, verse 4. I don't know where I was going with that, but maybe I'm going to have to read that next to see what the correlation is. And it says, as it is written in the book of the word of Israel the prophet, a voice of the one calling in the wilderness, prepare the way for the Lord, make straight paths for him. Every valley shall be filled in, every mountain and hill made low, and crooked roads shall become straight, the rough ways smooth, and all people will see God's salvation. God said a lot of people is going to learn his salvation through your obedience, through you staying committed to your path. Because what is about to take place is that God is going to begin drawing people towards you, not because of your personality alone, but because of the light, you are becoming visible through your life. His light is. He said, and when his light is becoming visible through your life, people recognize it. So it draws them in. Others may want to resist it. He said, and the more people you are called to influence, the more opposition you may encounter. Not everyone will celebrate your growth, and not everyone will understand your obedience. Sometimes people respond out of jealousy, out of fear, out of anger, because that is the world that we are living in. That is what we are being taught. We are so quick to remember anger. We're so quick to remember hatred that we forget about the forgiveness. We forget about the love piece. And I'm going to tell you, he convicted me so bad because I was holding on to this anger for being hurt. And I kept on telling God what I would not do. When it came to family, friends, lovers, I just had enough. And he said, Well, that's too bad because I can't use you like that. So excuse me. Said he can't use you like that because effectively it's not going to compromise themselves because of another's action. He said, you've been in rooms tougher than this, but yet you're folding on his non-negotiables. What is God non-negotiables? His laws, his principles, his non-negotiables. When he tell you to love your neighbors as you love yourself, he said, when we hold on to that hate, when we hold on to that hatred because these people have violated our trust, they had hurt us, they abused us. He said, and then when we thought we were healed, when he sits you in front of you, your true heart speaks. But it's not of his love language. It's not even of forgiveness. He said, but that stony, he said he can see then where the stony heart just took place. He said, this is why he had to make sure you understood that this was a narrow road. This is why he had to make sure you don't have this resistance. Because you're going to have more people who's going to come in and criticize you. And he said he doesn't want your heart to go stony. He said, so you got to know how to keep love. You have to know how to keep serving. And you're going to have to know how to keep showing compassion even when you don't want to. He said, and don't be afraid to reach for the stars because he placed them in front of you. And a voice of one calling in the wilderness. He heard you. God said he heard you. Calling in that wilderness. And he said, and when you look back, he just took so much and you didn't change so much. Said that's because he loved you. I'm going to tell y'all, when your girl had to quit, when I finally quit smoking and everything, I had a chance, you guys, to see how big I am getting, right? And I have been now battling with trying to keep my walk and keep everything because it's a difference. When you're giving up a lot of your bad habits to really drop who you are to walk with God. It's scary, but it's also rewarding because he really do get to show you who you are. And he really do get to show you what you're made of. And he really do put you in rooms that you don't feel qualified to be in. But he gives you language for it. He grows you up. And he changes your atmosphere. And I'm going to tell you, when it first start off, you're not going to like him. Because you're going to be like, I liked it, these friends. I liked it doing these things. But I realized something in the process of this. Is God so freely gives us this choice because for a lot of us, it's so easy to indulge into the sin than to walk his path. Because when you start changing, you realize there's not that many around you who was going to want to change. And you realize the ones who have walked this path have maybe been on this path for a while. So while you still wrestling with flesh, they'll be there to help you. But God said till you get in the ring with him, baby. Until you get in the ring with him, there's still going to be a lot of work to do before somebody else can come in and give you mentorship and help you. Because God he got to work on you. And as I was dwelling on this today, I said, he heard that cry from the wilderness because it was the cry we needed for change to grow our faith. And then I was still reading when he said, prepare the way for the Lord, make straight the path for men. He said, when you get in that ring with him, he will make that path straight with you because he's going to wrestle with you. Show you why he got you and how he loves you. He fight for you. God will fight for you. If you allow him, if you let him in there, he will help fight for you. Jesus died to make utterance. But this isn't the part where Jesus died. This is the beginning. When he didn't even know who he was going to be called to be. And every valley shall be filled, and every mountain and every hill made low. What am I meaning? When God started wrestling with you, you would do one of the same things Jesus had to do. You will have to grow in wisdom and stature. So these mountains that he speak of, when he says every mountain and hill will be made low, because the way you view view these mountains and these valleys, as you grow in wisdom and stature, they are going to look smaller to you because you're going to be fighting with a different advantage when things are coming up against you. And he said, the crooked path shall become straight. He said, as you continue to walk in your faithfulness, people won't simply see just you. They will see God's salvation. That's what he's saying. He said, the people will, when you walk this straight path, they won't just see you. And when he make things that was rough, he said he gonna smooth them out for you. It ain't mean ain't gonna he's smoothing them out for you. This is why he tells you to stay close to him in this season. He said, stay close to me. He said, things right now that you're going up against, he said, you don't know what kind of warfare you finna walk into. For some of us, we out of our league in some of the things that he called us to do. And you like, what? He said, are you a willing vessel? Can I use you? How good are you for me to use? I'm going to tell y'all something. In this season, stay so close to God. Stay so close to your prayers. Because you're going to need it. He said, we thought we were in trying times until he started going into more trying times with you. He said, it looks like you didn't, when you graduated and you made it past another level, you thought that was it. You thought that was the be all end all. He said, but he still had things for you to do. He still got people who you need you to help save. He said, it ain't an easy war, is it? If y'all been watching me, this has definitely not been an easy war. No. Girl been going up and down and around and spent around and tossed up and down. Like, hey, bro, like, what's up? But you know, it's cool though. You know, I just was like, what? Sometimes that's what I'll be able to say to God, like, what? All right. But anyway, it is your girl Trisha to tell y'all to keep y'all eyes fixed on God in this season. He is preparing this narrow path for you. And he said, during this time of him preparing this narrow path for you, he often wanted us to go back and just read about John the Baptist and how he had to prepare the way for Jesus. He said because he had to go and prepare our way with all of our trials, tribulations, mishandling, misunderstandings. He said he had to take all of that just so that you can balance out this narrow path that he gave you. He said, and he ain't worried about if you're going to be able to stand in these rooms. He said, you stood in rooms where nobody liked you. And you survived. He said, you stood in rooms where people loved you. And you survived. He said, and you stood in rooms where it was a mixture. And you survived. However, in this season, The platform's changing. The people are changing. In fact, he said the people are watching. So in this season, he said, let him grow your faith while you flow with him. He said, just this is a flow. If you ain't never had this, he said, right now you are in the flow. He said, you ain't riding or what, you just in the flow. And while you're in the flow, he said, your only job is to stand. He said, after you done all that you had to do, you in the flow. He said, just stand and hold your position. He said, you ain't got to fight about this. You ain't got to fight about this. You ain't got to get yourself all burnt out, worked up. He said, this is yours. It's yours. You work for it. You study for it. It's yours. Again, it is your girl, Trisha, just checking back in with a quick message. We are in each one, teach one season. So again, if you see your brother or sister crown tipping, help them fix it. Just do me a favor. Don't be the reason their crown is tipping. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next video.